Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're cutting through some noise around a really pivotal moment happening right now in digital finance.
Hmm.
We're seeing major crypto players, names like Coinbase, Gemini, they're getting ready, poised really to secure licenses for operating across the entire European Union.
That's right. It's a pretty big deal.
So what does this actually mean for you? Well, think about these established companies legally stepping into basically a massive market. We're
Yeah.
talking $3.3 trillion.
Yeah, and just to clarify that number, the $3.3 trillion, it's about the scale of the EU's digital economy and financial sector they can now access. It's huge potential.
Exactly. An enormous pool of capital users.
Yeah.
And it's all being enabled by this EU framework, MiCA, markets and crypto assets.
Right, MiCA. It's became fully implemented just recently, December 2024.
Okay.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is MiCA's significance. I mean, for the first time, you've got this single harmonized rule book for the whole EU, all 27 states.
A single rule book for crypto providers, stablecoins.
Exactly. And the idea is revolutionary, really. A license in, say, Ireland could theoretically be passported across the entire bloc.
Right. No more fragmented national rules.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
A clear path to operate at scale, which is something crypto firms have, struggled with historically in Europe.
Okay, that sounds like a massive advantage, a real game changer for these big players. Unparalleled market access.
It certainly looks that way on paper.
But, and this is where it gets interesting and something for you to really pay attention to. While this crypto superhighway is being paved, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
it's not entirely smooth sailing, is it? Our sources are pointing towards, well, debates happening within the EU, regulators arguing about the pace and rigor of these approvals.
Precisely. And it's not just an academic debate. We're actually seeing what some call a growing rift between different EU countries.
A rift? How so?
Well, on how quickly and how strictly crypto should be integrated. You've got some member states pushing for, like, really stringent anti-money laundering rules, AML, and strong consumer protection, which could potentially slow down that rapid passporting MiCA promises. It might mean more checks, more due diligence, maybe even hitting pause on certain innovative services for a bit.
So even with this unified framework, MiCA, the actual application on the ground, it involves a lot of discussion, different viewpoints.
Definitely.
What are the specific hurdles then? How do regulators translate these MiCA principles into, actual policy across so many different countries? Does this kind of uneven approach maybe end up favoring the bigger players, the ones with resources to navigate all this?
Yeah, that's a really important point. The main hurdle is taking MiCA's broad principles, covering everything from ICOs to stablecoins, custody,
Right, yeah.
and turning them into detailed, enforceable rules that work the same way everywhere despite different legal traditions. It's complex.
And what about newer stuff? DeFi, NFTs, MiCA touches on those too, right?
It does, and that's where the debate can get even more intense. Some regulators worry about stifling innovation if they move too slowly, or if they apply old financial rules too rigidly.
While others prioritize safety first.
Exactly. Especially after, recent market volatility.
Mhm.
Consumer safety is paramount for them. It's almost like building that superhighway across Europe, but then realizing each country is still debating the design of its on-ramps,
Yeah.
maybe even the speed limits.
That's a great analogy. So for you listening, the key takeaway seems to be, yes, the door to the EU market is swinging open for crypto, wide open in fact, but it's not a simple frictionless entry. There are these significant nuances, these debates happening.
And those nuances could really shape how crypto operates, not just in Europe, but maybe globally too. This internal EU debate highlights that ongoing challenge. How do you create a truly harmonized global rulebook for digital assets?
Right. So just to sum up the impact here, the EU is definitely becoming a major regulated frontier for crypto. Big players like Coinbase and Gemini are leading the charge, all under this MiCA umbrella.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you to really mull over. Given that these major companies are expanding fast, while the EU regulators themselves are actively debating the pace and rigor of approvals, how might this growing rift, as we called it, actually influence the future shape of global crypto regulation and innovation? I mean, what does this tell us about finding that balance between encouraging growth in digital finance and ensuring, really stringent oversight?